Hello Sagittarius, and welcome back to the channel. This can be for Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus in Sagittarius. Let's get into your channel message because I have a few things that I want to talk about here. I have my notes sitting in front of me, and so we're going to see here what comes through, what's the energy at this time, specifically looking at the full moon and the Mercury in retrograde. Okay, so the channel song that I was getting, and it was very interesting because when I was on the road, this song came on in my pre-shuffle, and then it came on, I heard it actually outside when I was at a stoplight. And the song is I Want to Break Free by Queen. So specifically the beginning of the song where he says, I want to break free, I want to break free, I want to break free from your lies, you're so self-satisfied, I don't need you, I want to break free, okay? God knows that I want to break free. So this, I feel like, is very important in this reading, especially when we're looking at the full moon in Capricorn, which is connected with Saturn. Okay, so this breaking free could represent you breaking free from old beliefs, breaking free from unhealthy patterns and relationships, and breaking free from a victim mentality. Now, of course, it's going to be different for everyone depending on your journey, but this is specifically in connection with Saturn, which is all about structure, tradition, kind of like, think of like the devil and tarot, right? That's kind of like that energy of Saturn and Capricorn. Anything that was holding you down or restricting you, I feel like that is what you are breaking free from, okay? For some, this could be a family member, this could be a lover, this could be a job, all right? Or this could even just be within yourself. You're making a lot of changes, or even just, for some, you guys could be more open with your sexuality, whatever it is, okay? It's like you are breaking free from a space of fear. You're going from fear to trust, okay? That's what I'm hearing now. You're moving from fear to kind of staying in a box and holding it together, to now releasing yourself from that box and just trusting where you are going, okay? You probably don't know where you're going, but you're just trusting in it. So that is what I was getting for the full moon in Capricorn, and breaking free from these unhealthy habits, especially toxic habits or patterns. Because you could be feeling really tired. You could be feeling, like just mentally drained, mentally exhausted. And this could have been a pattern that you've experienced for a while. All right. Even when I've been doing like messages for you guys, it's almost like this energy of not wanting to tap into certain things, right? Especially when we look at like the karmic energy, because I could feel like most of my Sagittarians in the community were tired of it, right? You guys are tired of that same energy that you guys want to release yourself from. But it's also important that you still kind of work through it. You can't repress it. You can't push it aside. You have to face it. Okay. And that's what I feel like you guys are going through. Again, with Capricorn, is very disciplined. You may not want to do the work, but you have to do the work. You kind of have to move through it. Okay. The next energy I was getting was Mercury in Cancer in retrograde. Okay. So retrograde is all about reflections. It's all about looking, especially when it's in the energy of Cancer, because Cancers are so nostalgic and they're already connected with past and history. This is like you reflecting on your past relationships, I wrote reflect on your past so that you don't repeat the same mistakes. However, I feel like if you have been doing the work spiritually, mentally, if you have been breaking generational trauma, I feel like this is, again, going back to this breaking free, where it's like energetically, you can't even go back. You're not even going to want to go back. Your soul is rejecting these people, especially those who don't want to grow. They have so for some, these people could be they could have the narcissistic personality, or they come across as very entitled, condescending, and I also heard self-possessed, okay? I'm not sure why I got that, but I got self-possessed. So I feel like energetically, you are rejecting these people. No matter if this is, again, a friend, a family member, a friend, a family member, a coworker, whoever it is in your life, it's almost like you may have felt silenced with these people. You may have swept a lot of things under the rug. Okay, there could have also been like maybe some people pleasing tendencies. Maybe you had relationships with certain people like this, where it's like you try to, I'm getting like, you try to tame the beast so it as it not to explode is what I'm getting. But I feel like you ended up silencing your voice. And so I feel like now in this point in time, you are tired of dealing with the same old people, the same mentality, the same way they're treating you. It's like, I'm getting, it's like, I've had enough. I want to break free. Okay. So your emotions could be really heightened at this time. There could be resentment and anger that you perhaps need to release. Yeah. Don't let it poison your heart. I'm getting, don't allow this heart and don't allow this resentment and anger to poison you, okay? That's why it's important to not suppress it. And I think a lot of people, like, I think in some way we've been conditioned to not get angry, to not, like, especially like women, we're not supposed to get angry because it's not classy, it's not woman-like, right? It's not feminine. But it's almost this energy of having to take those feelings and to transmute them and to use them for positive, because your emotions are showing you something. They're teaching you what is right. It's teaching you what feels good for you and what doesn't feel good for you. And especially anger, there could have also been something to do with boundaries. Because these are people, I feel, with narcissistic personalities, or it doesn't necessarily have to be that they have NPD, but these are certain traits where they don't care about your feelings. They're not considerate. They're very entitled. They'll push you aside. They'll steal from you. They'll lie to you. Their energy is very ruthless and ungodly. I'm hearing ungodly, okay? Because these are people that are not aligned with themselves. They don't know themselves and they're not aligned with themselves in the Most High. Not that they can't. Everybody has that free will, but they choose not to. They choose not to do the work, the hard work. And I feel like most of my Sagittarius here, or if you're a cross watcher or whoever, okay, you have been doing the work. So there's also an energy of having to step out of your comfort zone and step into your power. So again, kind of going from this being in a box, being in a place where it's like you can't talk, you can't stand up for yourself, you can't whatever. Maybe even when you did try to express yourself, it's like you could have been gaslit, manipulated. Maybe some people made you feel like it was in your head, you were crazy, okay? And you're going from being in this box, being very small, to now taking those steps forward to trust yourself, trust what your gut is telling you, and taking that leap of faith into the unknown, okay? That's really the energy that I'm getting. There's also something to do with the solar plexus. Blocked solar plexus. So this could be, it could look like a lack of confidence, possibly even needing to control, again, because it's connected with trust. So you may not trust certain things, so you kind of need to control it. But I feel like you're learning how to trust yourself. You're learning to trust your gut, okay? And to trust what you're seeing. Because I heard this once. I don't remember where I heard this, but they were specifically saying that if your solar plexus is blocked, you're going to have a difficult time trusting your intuition. And I thought that that was really important, because how many times does your intuition tell you something, but you ignore it because you don't trust? And I think a lot of people are afraid to find out that their intuition is right. So people don't go there. But it's like your gut already knows. Your body already knows. It's almost like it's your mind that needs to catch up to it. Like, that's kind of what I'm getting, okay? What else? Yeah, trust all will be well. Honor your feelings and release control. So this is what I was picking up on in the energy. You could be seeing 111. Let's see Sagittarian's energy. The Strength card. Ooh. Okay. So yeah, strength. This is also about control. Right? There's also something to do with your heart space. What about this? Yeah, look at that. The Ten of Swords. You undergoing tremendous pain and betrayal. And for some, these could even be your close family members. People who are that you're supposed to trust and love. These are people that could have sabotaged you. These are people that, you know, lied on you, gossiped about you, took from you, took your energy. They're siphoning from you, right? They're siphoning your energy for their gain. And I feel like your energy, right? You could have even been dealing with somebody who was very cold and calculated. This King of Swords energy is also, could represent like narcissistic qualities, okay? And I feel your energy is trying to hold it all together, and to do so with grace and compassion and love. But I feel like you're tired of holding this in. Let me see the Strength card. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Tower comes out. Let me see the Strength card. The Seven of Pentacles. Okay, and the Nine of Pentacles, and there you have the Fool. So there's a lot. We have the Hierophant at the top, King of Pentacles, and the Death card. Yeah, so this is the tradition, the Hierophant. This is you breaking free from these traditions. Okay, now it could very much be, again, that your physical reality is changing. The Hierophant, King of Pentacles, and the Death card, the Star. Okay, so this is possibly even something that you're healing, or I'm getting you're becoming, this could be self-employment, but it's not so much work, although it could represent, again, you leaving a job that you felt suffocated, and you're like, why do I have to even work under this person? I could just do it myself. So something like this, okay? But it's more like ownership, taking ownership of your life. And yeah, taking ownership of your life and trusting your intuition. Again, trusting where you're going. Chariot card. Yeah, look at that. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 major, 7, 8 major arcana cards. Okay, because wherever you're going, it's almost like trusting in myself. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know where I'll end up. Kind of like in the song, I want to break free. God knows I want to break free. And then he ends up saying, I can't keep on living with, I don't know, living without you. No, he says something like, I can't keep living like this. I can't keep living and not like, and I can't keep living and rejecting how I really feel, you know? So this is about you fully going after your heart's desire, and just know that when you do, it will be very successful, because there's seeds here that you are planting. And I feel with the Nine of Pentacles, it's going to be very abundant. And it comes in also with knowing, with the Fool. Let me see this Fool. It's like taking a chance, taking a risk. Or this is something that this is a new beginning for you. Yeah, the Ace of Wands. This is a whole new beginning with the Lovers. Now, it could represent a connection, but I feel like this is a choice to keep moving forward. I want to break free. Now, I know that for some it can be difficult, okay? It's not easy for everyone, but this is just like your heart is wanting to break free from something. You're tired of the same old people. You're tired of the same old energy. You are like no longer connecting with these people. You can't sit with them. You can't stomach them. You're rejecting these people. Even if these people are trying to give you money, you're rejecting it. You want to walk away because you know, yeah, this is like with the Five of Swords and the Nine of Wands. These are people that try to, it's like winning at all costs. And it's like you are now feeling very defeated by dealing with these people. Okay? So yeah, you're definitely walking into a new energy. Some of this you're doing on your own. I really feel like you're doing a lot of this on your own. Let me see. Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles and Justice. I feel like this is like the good karma for you. You have been doing a lot of work. Okay? If you have been doing a lot of work, all your worries, all your worries and your fears that I feel like the universe has, amen, the universe, Archangel Gabriel, they're calling, okay? They're saying now things are going to be changing for you. We've noticed that you have been crying. We've seen that you had your sleepless nights. We see that you have been fighting your battles all on your own. We see that nobody asked if you were okay. Besides, you know, some of, I don't know. But it's just like you could have been in this energy of fighting your battles alone. Because you learned not to trust certain people in your life. And I feel with the World card, this is you completing a major cycle. This is, yeah, Ace of Cups. New love, but it's a new energy. We have the Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Wands, and the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Swords. So we have all four aces. So this could even be money. This could be, I feel like this is just like your whole reality could be changing or is changing after you experience something very painful. Yeah, you're walking away. Who is this energy that you were connected to? The King of Cups. Somebody that you had a lot of love for. The Five of Cups, Ten of Wands, and the Emperor. But again, it's like, I can't take this anymore. Like, it's too much emotionally. Like, to the point where it hurts my heart. I have actually been feeling heart pain for a while now, especially like these past few days or weeks, you know. I could really feel the pain. And I feel like this King of Cups is somebody that you were connected to emotionally. But this King of Cups, I feel like this is coming through as somebody who could have been very emotionally manipulative. Yeah, the Magician. Six of Pentacles, there could have been some kind of finances that you were connected to them. Yeah, you could have shared something here financially. Maybe that's where it was very difficult for you to actually break free from this person, because there could have been a financial, you know, for some, maybe you guys were even experiencing financial abuse. And I was picking up that energy. I was also picking up that energy that some of you guys could be financial abuse, mental, emotional. But it's almost like, I need to get out of here. Okay, Knight of Wands. Yeah, I feel like this is somebody that creates a lot of illusions. This is perhaps somebody that says that they're going to share certain things with you. This is somebody who's very greedy with the Nine of Cups. they want it all for themselves, okay? Even though they have more than you, they still gonna keep it for themselves. And I feel like that's what you're walking away from. And you're walking away from it all. You don't want to be connected to this person at all. Their resources, they're nothing. Okay, that's kind of what I'm getting with this energy. Okay, anything else? Because I don't think this message is going to be long, but let's see. Yeah, toxic. Okay. Yeah, your higher self is trying to get your attention. Let's see. Anything else? Yeah, we have feminine energy. Intuitive, nurturing, creative, wounded, insecure victim. So, excuse me, like this I feel like is the energy that you could be in. The wounded, insecure, the victim, right? Breaking free from that victim mentality. For some, if it's like family, for example, it could be like, oh no, but they're my sister or they're my brother. I can't not talk to them anymore, right? Like, it's almost like it doesn't matter. That's kind of the energy that you're in, that whoever I'm talking to, it's like, I don't care if you're my sister. I don't care if you're my brother. I don't care if we share the same parents or maybe you are the parent, right? I can't keep putting myself in a situation where you are hurting me purposely. You're taking my energy. You're lying to me. You're conniving. You're, right? Like very sneaky. Let's see. Yeah, that's the truth. For some, you need to express your truth, or this is you gaining a new perspective, seeing the truth, clear action, honesty, and communication. I feel like you are also shedding the truth onto this feminine energy within, where it's like you could have had unhealthy relationships because you were silencing your voice, because you may have been taught to not express yourself, or to not be angry, or to not lash out because it wasn't, you know, feminine like. And if you're a male watching this, it's kind of the same thing where you had a difficult time expressing your emotions because you thought it was a sign of weakness, or it's, yeah, you're not manly to express, you're not manly if you express your feelings, right? And everybody has both masculine and feminine energy, and it's important to have both these energies like in balance with the healthy kind of energy, right? Yeah, this is you clinging to old ways, but it's finally, again, breaking free, releasing yourself from these old habits, old ways of thinking. Again, I feel like energetically, you may not even want to go back to certain people. You may not even want to go back to certain situations, even though your heart wants, even though maybe you want to have a relationship with somebody in your friend, or you want to. It's like energetic, your body is just rejecting them. Okay, missing you, past life, soulmate, the past. Yeah, this could be like a past life connection, but I feel like this person kind of looks like hermit, to be honest, and he's old, and I'm seeing a cemetery. Okay, so he's kneeling down at a tombstone, and it's almost like you may have buried, or it's time for you to bury the past. It's time for you to I'm getting bury these memories. But I'm also getting it's like a little bit of a sad energy, because for some, you know, you want to have certain relationships, especially if these are like your close family members. But it's like knowing that I tried to put my best foot forward. But if that person doesn't think that there's any, like you're just closed off from nurturing. You're closed off from giving this person anything because they're very closed off and guarded and prideful. This is somebody who's very prideful. Again, like could have narcissistic personality. They have a difficult time taking accountability. They don't care about your feelings. This is somebody that will snake you to get ahead. This is somebody that will throw you under the bus. This is somebody that only cares about themselves, okay? But I feel like with karma, yeah, you detaching from this person is the effect of their behavior. Okay, and I doubt this person. Let me see this karma. Yeah, the world. Karmic completion. I feel like you were also experiencing some kind of karma yourself. And I feel like now you're breaking that cycle. That with, again, a family. The karma here is like this south node. Because you know that if you continue to deal with this person, specifically somebody who you know that is no good for you, you know that is just going to do you harm, you will end up, look, it will end up creating a tower moment. It will be worse. It will get worse. I'm also getting everything that you worked hard for. Okay? So it's almost like, yeah, I feel like, let me see this world card. This is you moving on to something new. Yeah, let go of any doubts that you have. Or again, you could be very doubtful of this new beginning. But it's almost like you need to learn how to trust yourself. Yeah, trust yourself is what I'm getting. Let me see. Yeah, trash. I feel like you have to get, there's something that you need to clear out. It could be a mindset. It could be, again, I feel like this is more connected to a relationship, whether it's friends or family, somebody that is not good for you, somebody that you may have been suppressing your feelings or not being able to express yourself, okay? This is somebody that kind of feels like they sit on your chest. Look at that, the devil and the wheel of fortune. Malicious intent, evil purposes, wicked actions leading to or falling into sin with the wheel of fortune. Fate continuously moving in a cycle or completely breaking free from certain loops. You need to break free from this devil, from this person that is malicious, that is conniving. This is somebody that doesn't care about your feelings, because if they did care about your feelings, they would honor you and cherish you and respect the connection. But I feel like this is somebody that has no empathy. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, it's very difficult. I know like how maybe some of you guys might be feeling, especially, you guys in the comments. Some of you guys say a lot of it is like family, it's your sister, it's your mother, and I totally understand. I get this. You can't say anything anymore because they'll just turn it on you. And then, sometimes they'll even end up saying, well, I feel the same way. I feel the same way you feel, but the behavior is different. So even though they're saying, well, I feel everything you're feeling, their behavior is saying the complete opposite of what they're actually feeling. Well, your behavior is actually truth. It's compassion and love and forgiveness and patience. Their behavior is not. Their behavior is lie, snake, condescending, is I'm better, I'm smarter. That's their behavior. I don't need to apologize because I don't need to. I didn't do anything wrong. That's how you took it, right? Like that's their energy. That's their behavior. Okay? So it's not about what they say, it's about what they do. It's very frustrating. Yeah, conflict. This is somebody you're in conflict with, or you were, and you're like, I release this. Let go of my hand. Okay? Let go of my hand. I'm going to do this alone. Physical or emotional struggle, conflict, disagreement, confrontation. Yeah, I'm not competing with you. I'm not confronting you. I'm not talking to you about this anymore. Okay, for some, this could have been, yeah, because you're a rat. You're a thief. Okay, this is also somebody who plays the victim. They do they do you harm it, but then they play the victim, and then they wonder why you don't want to talk to them, why you went silent on them. But it's like, you know, like, I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on inside this person's head. Yeah, rejection. Yeah, I'm getting stopped trying to balance it out. Maintaining, I feel like you were the reason why this relationship, any relationship, or especially unhealthy, you were the reason why it was balancing out. But the minute you remove yourself, this person's going to fall. Like, think of like scales. If anybody has ever been on a balance beam before, whatever this thing is called, I forgot. But it's like the minute you jump off, they're going to go flying off. Because your weight is holding them. Your weight is the reason this thing is still being sustained. But the minute you get out, or the minute you detach, yeah, look at that, the snake. This person tried to keep you in this cage, but they didn't realize that they were actually helping build you. They were strengthening you. And the thing is, you never even had to go down to their level. So the minute you remove yourself from this person's life is the minute they're going to fall. For some, they're already falling. Yeah, for some, they've already hit a dead end because they don't have your energy. Now, for some, this person could even be realizing, like, where did Sagittarius go? You know, Sagittarius doesn't want to see me anymore. Yeah, because we crossed over. Because our relationship was nothing but a mismatch. We never saw eye to eye. Yeah. Again, the act of bringing an event or process or period to a close. Yeah, I feel like, again, you're going back to this energy. It's like you're grieving this person's death. You're grieving this person's relationship. Like, for you in your heart, it feels like the relationship is dead. Like, there's no going back unless this person actually does major changes, which I don't see it's happening anytime soon. And I'm talking internal change. I'm not talking about the physical change. I'm not talking about you cutting your hair or losing weight. You know what I mean? I'm talking about like the actual doing the work, which is very painful and that nobody really wants to do. But yeah, you're grieving this person. You're grieving what you had with them. You're saying your prayers. You're saying everything that you need to say. For some, you need to say everything that you need to say and get it off your chest. Like as if they are passing. You may not have love like that for this person. It's almost like you nothing this person. It's kind of sad, but at the end of the day, it's like it went that far because of them. You know what I mean? This reading wasn't supposed to be this long. Let's see. Let's get some final messages. Honestly, to be honest, it was very difficult to do this message, but I'm just going to trust it because I think I wanted it a certain way. And maybe that's the point. Maybe the point is to let go of control. Excuse me. So let's see. What is your... Ooh, jealousy. Yeah. Jealousy is the desire for what others have, reflecting anxiety about an unachieved goals within yourself. When jealousy arises, reflect on the lessons it brings. It reminds you to focus on your own growth rather than comparing yours. And Yeah, you're exhausted dealing with this person because this person can be very jealous of you, and they're constantly attacking you, or they make, right? This is somebody I feel like they, yeah, repression, exhaustion. I feel like you're the type of person where you will swallow your tongue so that they could feel comfortable. So it's like you'll swallow your tongue so you don't hurt their feelings, because you know that you can hurt their feelings, but you don't. And so instead you take the punches. You're used to taking the punches from this person. Okay, this is somebody who's very jealous. Now, I don't know if this is you, if you're very jealous of someone, and this is all just an energy of you needing to just focus on yourself and your own gifts and talents. Okay, but yeah, I feel for the most of you, this is, you are tired of dealing with this person because this person is an envious, I'm getting envious hag. No offense, like no disrespect, but this is somebody, they're so envious of you that they're willing to throw you under the bus for their gain. They don't care how they do it, they'll just do it. They'll snake their way in. Okay, and you're letting this person go. Yeah, you're letting it go. Forgiveness and freedom. This is also an energy of having to forgive, that no matter what you, of course, it's like you can't necessarily forget what they did, because you'll never be able to forget. But it's almost like a way where it's like you forgive for yourself so that you could find freedom, so that you can free yourself from this energy. So it's almost like you need to completely cut cords with this person and like be like, thank you for coming into my life. Thank you for showing me that even, you know, like, yeah, it's almost like this energy of thank you for showing me that, like, you taught me how to be strong. You taught me from a very young age, especially, again, if this is family. Yeah, to keep my guard up, to protect myself. Like, you taught me to listen to my, you taught me how to listen to my gut. Yeah, sadness, again, grieving, forgiveness. It's like you're grieving this person's energy, because all they did was bring you pain. They caused you pain and suffering. That was their role in this life, unfortunately. That was their role because it helps you to tap into your true self and to find your strength and power. Okay? Yeah, anger and shame. Let's see. Last message here, Spirit, Holy Spirit, please. In the near future, okay, remain positive. So in the near future, there could be a shift. There's a shift. What is this here? Ooh, spiritual support. So, dear angels, I allow you to support me as I grow to become more spiritually aware. So you're becoming more spiritually aware. And because you're becoming more spiritually aware, you're starting to also see who your hidden enemies are. And some of those hidden enemies are closer than you think. Yeah, spiritual animal. Pay attention to the animal world. Pay attention to certain animals that you see. I'm getting specifically mice or snakes. We have opened your heart. Thank you, Shamuel, for removing the barriers around my heart. Okay. And there is something better. Yes. So there is something better for you. But it's almost like you need to release something here first. All right. So I'm going to leave it there. Let me know if it resonated with you, and I will see you next time. Have a great night. Bye.